One day, I learned the secret my husband had been keeping from me. I was right. My premonition had come true, and I was struck by an incredible feeling. Even though there were cracks in our marriage, it didn't mean that I didn't have feelings for my husband. What can I do now while I'm not feeling well? It's hard. I want to run away. While these feelings were filling me up, I may have already made up my mind. This is not something I can ask others to do. I had to act on my own. I was determined, so I pushed myself to the limit and headed for a place, not knowing that the ultimate life-altering choice awaited me. My name is Jane Stewart, 29 years old. I'm currently a housewife, busy with the daily chores of the house. I met my husband Trevor 3 years ago. This was when I was still an office worker. I met him through work, and we were the same age. We started seeing each other regularly, and after about a year and a half of dating, we became husband and wife. When we got married, I decided to become a full-time housewife, following my husband's wish. I wasn't particularly attached to my job, so we agreed that I would stay at home. We started our married life in a house that my father built in my name. But at the time, I never expected it. I never thought that this marriage would end like that. We were so happy during the first 6 months. I worked hard every day to keep the house clean for my beloved husband. But then, I started to feel something strange. At first, it was really a trivial thing. My husband, who had never worked late before, didn't come home until after 9 p.m. without a single notice. Normally, when he has to work overtime, he would send a message saying that he would be late. But on this particular day, for some reason, he didn't contact me at all. I sent a few messages and made a few phone calls, but there was no response. I waited restlessly in the living room until my husband finally came home after 11 p.m. I quickly got up and headed for the front door. When I called out his name, he was startled for a moment.
Jane, why are you still up?
I hadn't heard from you and I was worried. What were you doing out this late at night?
What's that supposed to mean? Of course I was working overtime.
And you didn't call me at all until this hour?
Oh, I've been especially busy today. I'm sure there will be more days like this from now on.
My husband pushed me away and said he was tired and wanted to take a bath and go to bed, and headed to the bathroom. His attitude was so casual that I felt foolish for worrying about him. What the hell was that attitude? Do you have any idea how worried I was? He could have at least said sorry for not being able to contact me. I suppressed my rising irritation and headed for the bedroom. That day, I wrapped myself up in my comforter and forced myself to sleep. Our marriage changed forever after that day. My husband started working overtime almost every day, and he also started working on his days off. I thought it was strange and tried to discuss it with him, but he insisted that it was because he was working overtime. Then, I realized something. I noticed that my husband, who was supposed to be working overtime, smelled like he had taken a shower. There was only one reason why he was late coming home. One evening, Trevor came home after midnight, so I began. Hey, Trevor, what are you really doing, coming home this late?
I don't know what you're talking about, and don't make me repeat myself. I've been telling you, I'm just working overtime.
That's a lot of overtime. Before we were married, you hardly ever worked overtime.
It can't be helped. It's a busy time now.
But working on your days off seems a little too much. Besides, you are supposed to be at work, but your suit smells so good.
Smells good?
Like after a shower. Why do you smell like that? When I questioned him about it, his eyes widened and he fell silent. But he quickly regains his composure and tells me with no hesitation,
It's just your imagination. If it were to smell good, it's probably because of the company.
Is the company scent?
I'm working overtime, so of course there are other employees around. And since I'm in the same space as the female employees, it's possible that their smell transferred onto me.
I don't think it's possible for the smell to be transferred unless they are in close proximity.
Shut up! You've been nagging me so much these days. And you are always complaining. Who do you think helps you live your life?
How could he backtrack after all this? I'm honestly disappointed in his inability to have a proper discussion. Not so long ago, we used to be able to have a proper discussion about our differences. He's obviously angry because he has something to hide. But in order to get him to admit he was cheating on me, I had to have proof. From that day on, I decided to look for evidence of the affair. Then, a few days later, I saw Trevor's phone on the living room table. In any case, I needed a passcode to open it. As I looked at the phone with trepidation, he received a message notification. It was from someone named Rachel. I had a great time yesterday. I can't wait to see you again. I'm really looking forward to our upcoming anniversary trip. We've been dating for half a year now, right? When are you and your wife getting divorced? I can't wait to marry you, Trevor. The text was written as if they were lovers, and my hands trembled as I held the phone in my hand. I could feel my breathing gradually getting rougher and rougher. I knew it, just as I thought. Trevor was having an affair. For 6 months now. I couldn't believe it. He cheated on me less than a year after we got married. He had been lying about working late while he was meeting another woman. I was nauseous, probably because I hadn't been feeling well recently and hadn't been eating well. My body was more honest than I thought. After a while, my husband came out of the bath, so I asked him, Trevor, who is Rachel? My husband responded with a simple, what? And glared at me. I guess he saw the phone in my hand and knew what I was talking about. He forcibly took the phone from me and shouted at me.
Hey, don't peek into people's phones without permission. Don't you have any sense of privacy?
How can you say that after cheating on me?
I'm not having an affair. Do you have any proof?
Proof? The proof is right there. Then my husband deleted the message notification on his screen and put on a triumphant look on his face. Then he asked me where the proof was again. I can't show him the message again because I can't unlock his phone. The evidence I had obtained was now lost in front of my eyes. As I bit my lower lip in frustration, my husband simply said to me,
If you suspect me of cheating, you'd better come up with evidence. It's libel, isn't it?
What? What are you talking about? How insensitive can you be?
You're the one who started saying I was cheating on you. I really don't feel like coming back to this house to be accused of cheating, which I didn't do.
I can't believe it. Whose fault do you think this is?
If you say any more baseless things, I'm divorcing you, okay? I didn't cheat on you, so you have no right to demand alimony from me. I feel sorry for you, though.
My husband is grinning and smiling wickedly, observing my reaction. At that moment, the negative feelings I had been trying so hard to suppress had bursted inside of me. Making fun of me like that. I can't keep quiet any longer. Just because I'm a housewife doesn't mean I can't do anything. I'm going to do everything I can do to get back at him. A few days later, I headed to the detective agency I had researched during the daytime on a weekend, so that my husband would not find out. With a queasy feeling in my stomach, I requested an investigation into my husband's infidelity. When I explained the situation, the person in charge at the agency immediately agreed to the request.
Understood. Let's start the investigation right away.
Thank you.
But there is one problem.
A problem? The detective nodded a little gloomily and then looked at me straight in the eye.
We can start investigating your husband right away. But you're a housewife, aren't you, Mrs. Stewart?
Yes. Is that a problem?
No. The request itself can be done, but it will cost some amount of money. Many full-time housewives may be able to request an affair investigation, but have trouble paying.
Oh, I see.
Even if you are able to divorce your husband, you may have trouble making ends meet afterwards. Are you prepared for that?
Yes, I've already decided. I won't let him do what he wants anymore. The person in charge nodded emphatically in response to my words. Thus, the request for an affair investigation was established. After leaving the detective agency, I headed to the hospital to find out the cause of the health problems I had been enduring. After obtaining a series of tests, an endoscopy revealed a startling diagnosis.
Mrs. Stewart, you have a stomach ulcer and are bleeding from the side. Why have you let it go this far?
What? Bleeding?
You are in pretty bad shape. I'm sure it's just fatigue and stress, but you have been holding it in too long.
Well, I've been a little busy.
I'm afraid you will have to stay with us for about 2 weeks. Please let your family know.
I can't wrap my head around a diagnosis I didn't expect. But the fact that I will be in the hospital means that I won't see my husband for a while. It's true that he rarely comes home, but that doesn't mean we don't see each other at all. And by being in the hospital, I won't see him completely for 2 weeks. That was the best stress reliever for me right now. I left the hospital once during my lunch break to call my husband, but he never returned my calls, and no matter how many times I tried to reach him, there was no response. I had no choice but to leave a message and go back to the hospital. After completing the admission procedures, I was shown to my room. At the end of the day, I tried calling again, but there was still no answer. Of course, I didn't have a change of clothes, so I had to buy some at the hospital store.
I would like to explain your symptoms to your family.
That's what the doctor told me. But as long as I couldn't reach him, there was nothing I could do. It was more than 10 days after my hospitalization when my husband finally contacted me.
I'm on my way to the hospital.
That was the only message I received, and I had my doubts. Why now, when I will be discharged soon? I had already told him I had bought everything I needed at the store, so there was no need for him to come all the way here. While I was waiting for my husband, I got a call from the detective agency. Sure enough, Trevor was guilty of cheating. My husband was having an affair with a co-worker. They said they had gathered enough photographic evidence and that it would be advantageous for my divorce. I ended the call by informing them of my current condition and telling them that I would be on my way as soon as I was discharged from the hospital. A few hours later, my husband appeared in my hospital room with a confident expression on his face. As soon as he greeted me with a long time no see, he began to speak with great enthusiasm.
I have something important to tell you today.
Something important?
Even if you get out of the hospital, you won't have a home to go back to.
What? What are you talking about?
I'm divorcing you and change the house title to me so you can get lost.
My husband said that with a smirk on his face. How can one say get lost to his wife, even as a joke? Not so long ago, I would have been hurt by these words and would have been in tears. But now, I no longer have any feelings for my husband. I smiled and told him, "You divorced me? Thank you so much."
What? Thank you?
Yeah, thank you for going through the hassle of the divorce process. Actually, I was just about to request a divorce myself.
What? Why?
I told you. I still think you are cheating on me. I can't live with these feelings.
Oh, so that's what this is about. So it's a consensual divorce then?
Yes, of course.
Okay then. You can go back to your parents when you get out of the hospital.
After saying that, my husband left the hospital room humming a tune. I couldn't stop laughing at the sight of him. He's so stupid. He doesn't know anything. Do you think I'm going to keep quiet? I'm going to make sure I get my revenge. A few days later, as soon as I was discharged from the hospital, I headed to the detective agency. I received proof of the affair and headed to the Superior Court on the same day. There, I confirmed our divorce. With these documents in hand, I went to my parents' house. My parents were surprised when I came home without warning. But when I revealed my husband's wrongdoings, my father's face turned red and he exclaimed,
Cheating on you? How can he? And that house was built for you, Jane.
I know, Dad. I looked into it myself. I don't know how you can change the owner of the house without permission.
That's impossible. How the hell did he?
If the owner is not present, you need a power of attorney from the registered owner. And I think Trevor wrote it without permission.
A POA? Isn't that a crime?
Of course. I've looked into that too. I went to a lawyer's office with the evidence in hand. I explained the situation, and they immediately proceeded to file a claim for compensation. Next, I contacted my in-laws and took our parents to the house where we used to spend our married life. When I entered the house with our parents, I found Trevor and his affair partner flirting in the living room.
What the hell? Why are you here? And our parents too.
I came here today to tell you something important.
Something important? Get the hell out of here. This is my house now.
My house? Don't make me laugh. This is a house my father built for me.
Shut up. The owner has already been changed. If you don't leave, I will call the police.
Why don't you call them? I think you're the one that's going to be in trouble.
What the?
Trevor's eyes changed color and stopped right up to me. As soon as he was right in front of me, I confronted him with the photo evidence I got from the agency. As soon as Trevor saw it, he started shaking and his face turned blue.
Why do you have that?
I hired the detective to get a favorable divorce.
Wait a minute. Favorable? You're not trying to get alimony, are you?
Of course I am. Besides, you changed the name on the house and filed for divorce without permission. Forging the registered owner's POA and forging the divorce papers are both crimes of document forgery and signature forgery. So basically, you're a criminal.
What?
Trevor probably didn't know it would be this big a deal. The same goes for the woman, who is also pale from hearing the exchange.
Please pretend it never happened.
My ex-husband begs for himself before he apologizes. I clearly told my pathetic ex-husband, pretend it never happened? Do you think you can get away with what you did? How can I forgive a scumbag who cheated on his wife and even committed a crime?
Jane, please.
Shut up. You almost destroyed my body. And you betrayed not only me, but our parents as well. Get lost and go to hell. Go crawl in the bowels of hell with that woman right there. Trevor is screaming like he had gone mad. and my father and father-in-law take him outside. His affair partner was also kicked out, leaving them with nowhere to go. I then requested a lump sum of alimony through my lawyer. The woman was fired from her job when the company found out about the affair, and she got into debt for the alimony payments. Trevor was convicted of forgery and was sentenced to 6 months in prison. Of course, there was no way he could live the same life after prison. After that, he will have to pay alimony and look for a job. But that's his punishment. I can only say he got what he deserved. I, on the other hand, live with my father and mother in the house we got back. The house is too big for one person to live in, so the life I have now is just fine. My marriage has failed, but I still have a long way to go in my life. From now on, I won't make better choices for my happiness.